Alright. So who's ready to finish Diremaul? We've done North, which is kind of the comedic wing, with the ogres and becoming the king of the ogres. Then we did East, which got a little bit more serious. It was still a little bit of comical in there because of the imp and everything. But you could tell things were kind of shifting into a more serious, darker tone, especially when we had, the fallout of the two satyrs, including Ironwood, be redeemed and then have one last act to help us to save the place before he died. So yeah, whether or not that ancient in there was correct and whether or not this place could actually be saved or not, that's a different discussion. But now we have to deal with the real big main story that's going on here. By the way, I think this is an extra little, whoops, wrong button, little extra entrance right there maybe. Not entirely sure about this down here. We can always check later. Because I want to enter from here so we can actually get the quest for this place. And I'll talk a little bit more about the main story, about what is actually going on in here that makes it the main story of Diremaul. I entered from the wrong side. Hold on. This is funny. It actually reset all the... Oh, is it because... No, that doesn't make sense. But you notice just now it kind of reset everything just now? Look at that. According to this, I haven't done any of that, but whatever. Ignore that.
Peace.
Estulon, the Highborn. I care far too deeply about redeeming Eldrathalas, to deal with any other matter. War, strife, allegiances... None of it matters until this city is safe.
Farewell.
There are remaining beings here that pose a direct threat to us ever reclaiming this sacred city. Magister Calendrus and Ileana Ravenoak are both extremely dangerous and need to be disposed of as quickly as possible. Exercise caution, for with there being so few remaining feeding off of Imolthar's energies, they are likely to be stronger than they first appear.
May the stars guide you.
Some beings here have miraculously managed to remain free of the darkness that runs so rampant. On the second story of the court of the Highborn rests a Chendralar Ancient. Seek it out. It may hold a wealth of wisdom, perhaps even the secret to freeing Eldrathalas.
Go in peace.
So, let me kind of explain what he's talking about. Give you guys an idea about the main story that's going on here. This is a story that kind of goes back to the days of the War of the Ancients and the fallout of what happened with the Well of Eternity. Because what that ended up doing is it affected the Chendralar's ability to be immortal. It also caused them to have some issues when it came to getting addictions to arcane magic and having backlash to that and such. And they were struggling with this big time. After that, there was really not much that they felt like they could actually do to counter what happened. It was really not their fault. I mean, what happened with the Well of Eternity, they were kind of screwed. So, the guy here, the Chendralar, and his name is, you'll see him at the bottom there, the bonus objective, Prince Tortheldrin, he came up with a plan. And his plan was, we're going to summon a demon and then imprison it, and then siphon energy from it in order to try and help maintain our immortality. Here's the problem with that. What it took to imprison this demon cost more energy than they were able to siphon from it. They have these beacons, pylons, in fact that's one of them right there, that is trying to help maintain this prison and barrier on it. The problem is, like it said, it costs way too much. In fact, it costs more than what they're able to actually drain from the demon. So they started utilizing the energy of their people. Because Tortheldrin decided, I'm going to sacrifice the servants, the lesser people amongst us, to help maintain this barrier and energy to make sure that we stay immortal. So the problem was it kept escalating. And this was over centuries. it started off small and then just kept growing and growing in terms of the numbers that were needed to maintain, because he started to keep getting stronger and keep siphoning more and more power, so they had to keep raising the number to try and maintain it. And well, you can kind of see the point is a lot of people died. A lot of the Chandrilar here died. A lot of the like spirits and ghosts and undead we encounter here, they used to be Chandrilar. And they are all dead because of this plan and this demon and Prince Tortheldrin's stupid plan. So, this is one of the beacons. You actually can see the lights of a few other of these. Basically, they're pylons. Think of them as pylons for the Protoss. And so, in order to disable it, we have to take care of these arcane operations. Once we do, it disables the pylon because they're not able to guard it and maintain its power. So it now goes down. So this is what we're doing. We are now going through trying to disable these to get access to this demon so we can put him down and stop this, as well as stop the guy who put all this in motion. But what's funny is that he's a bonus, or rather an optional boss. Taking down the demon here, Imolthar, is the main objective here. By the way, this is what I was talking about. These Eldrith right here, they were Sheldrithar. All of them. Just to give you an idea of how many, and this is like just a sample of how many people they killed over the years because of this plan. Whoops. So this is Magister Calendris, right here. When Prince Tortheldrin demanded the slaughter of the majority of his subjects, his most loyal lieutenants were tasked with executing his will. Magister Calendris murdered many unsuspecting Chandrilar without hesitation, but one of the doomed elves mortally wounded him during a destructive battle. Despite his demise, Calendris' spirit still roams Diremaul as a defender of Tortheldrin's rule. Well, in that case, screw you, pal. Puh. That's for all the people you murdered. Alright, next, let's head on upstairs. We have another barrier over here to deal with, but also the spirit he wants us to talk to is going to be over here nearby. More of those, yeah. Remember, these were people that were loyal to the Chandrilar and to Tortheldrin. That he then was like, great, you're loyal to me, now die. That's how I'm going to reward your loyalty. Even the wisps. You can see House of Chandrilar.
Peace be with you.
Leave this place, stranger, lest it consume you as it has all that it has touched. But what happened to your spirit? Do you know of the Highborn? The Chandrilar? I know very little of the Highborn and nothing of the Chandrilar. The Chandrilar were Queen Ajara's most revered Arcanist. It was within these very walls that the Queen's most important demands were processed, often in secret. After the destruction of the Well and the subsequent lethargy that overcame the Highborn and Lesser Night Elf sects, the Prince of Eldrithalas, Tortheldrin, began construction of the pylons that you see littering the halls of the West Wing. Continue, please. The prince plotted to imprison a demon of immense power behind a grand force field. The pylons would channel latent energies into the field, keeping it operational. While imprisoned, Imolthar would serve as a battery to the populace of Eldrithalas. Fascinating. Continue, please. The siphoned energies would sustain the Highborn's magic, allowing those within the walls of Eldrithalos to feed their endless and growing magical pangs. Thousands of years passed, and the power required to keep Imilthar imprisoned while sustaining life within Eldrithalos began to shift. The cost to keep Imilthar bound grew to overshadow the rate at which energy could be siphoned and distributed. The once net gain turned to loss. I'm going to have to kill something, aren't I? The highborn ghosts that you see wandering through the courtyard and the halls were slain, not by invading Gordok ogres or satyrs, but by the prince himself. We live in a world of endless tragedy. The people were destroyed in order to preserve the prince's immortal life and near limitless powers. The power once divided among thousands now funnels into the prince and the Shenjalar zealots. Those few remaining survivors are directly feeding power into the pylons in order to keep Imilthar imprisoned. Should the demon break free of its bonds, it would surely destroy what little is left of this once great bastion of Arcana. A very sad tale. Thank you, Spirit.
May the stars guide you. Goddess watch over
Our meeting is no coincidence.
Elune light your path.
This madness must come to an end. The age of the immortals has long since passed. Destroy the guardians surrounding the 5 pylons to lower the force field. When this is done, destroy Imilthar. With the prince's power greatly reduced from the demon's demise, attack and end him as well. Lay the spirits of this city to rest, adventurer, and make the prince pay for his wrongdoings. So, long objective here. You must destroy the guardians surrounding the pylons. I've been doing that already. Once the pylons have powered down, the force field surrounding Imilthar will dissipate, enter the prison, and eradicate the demon, and then confront the prince in his chambers. Return to the Shendalar Ancient in the courtyard should you complete the quest.
Go in peace.
So yeah, that's another thing. It's not like he was doing this to help keep his people immortal. Oh, no. He was doing this to help keep himself immortal. Because, he's the kind of person that, feared dying and, I don't want to die. I never wish to die. I wish to remain. I wish to live forever. And I don't care how many of my own people I have to kill in order to do it. Yeah, that's him. That's the kind of guy he is. This... Oh, wait. Never mind. There she is. That is Ilana Ravenoak. Ilana Ravenoak, along with her faithful companion Farah, was once Prince Tortheldrin's most valued hunter, until she refused to carry out her leader's order to execute her friends. As punishment, he killed Eliana and her bear, but he used his demonic power to bind their spirits to their bodies, condemning them to remain in Diremaul as undead protectors. Well, in that case, I'm gonna free you, Eliana. So, now... Hold on, let's do it over here. Now we drop down here. Because now we have to make our way to where the demon is imprisoned. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Before we do that, let's go ahead and let him know I took care of those two. He specifically wanted me to kill those two, and I did. The first guy was, well, screw him. But the hunter, at least she had, at least she was unwilling to actually murder her own friends. And then she got murdered for it herself.
Good luck.
Dedication will make this all that much easier.
Del Nadris.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't mount in here, so I can't use my cheetah form, but I can still use dash here. So here's another example of the corruption that's going on here, especially with the Ancients. This is Tendris Warpwood, who has a rather unique model, because this is one of the first times we ever saw a dead Ancient. Tendris Warpwood was a staunch defender of Eldrithalos. his heart inexorably intertwined with the fate of the city. When the sundering shattered the land, his resolve never wavered, but as corruption seeped into the ruins over the next 10,000 years, so too did it infect the ancient spirit. So yeah, he'll call any of the living... So here's the thing. When you pull him, any of the living, Ironbark protectors in this area, he will call them to his aid. So you have to go around and take care of all of them before you actually fight him. Otherwise, he's just going to call them all to fight you. And he's got Entangle, Grasping Vines, Trample, but yeah. You do not belong here. Ancients, rise against these intruders. And he roots me at when he first gets pulled. Yeah. So here they come. So give me a moment. I'm gonna have to deal with them because they are all beelining straight for me right now. Huh. The Stoneflower Staff also an ancient equine spirit. I don't remember what the story is on that. Oh yeah, there's more. But wait, there's more. Alright, I think that's the last of them. Like I said, he calls them basically from everywhere in the area. So now we make our way into the depths, the bowels of this place. This horrible place where a demon is imprisoned. Within a prison that has taken more lives than it should have or needed to. And you can just see the arcane torrents that are here running rampant because of, well, yeah. Come on. What? Okay. So yeah, there is Imolthar. You probably recognize that model. In a desperate bid to restore the power and immortality they lost when the Well of Eternity was destroyed, the Chandralar summoned a demon into the western wing of Diremaul and captured him within a force field, allowing them to use the Void Terror's energy for their own spells. Unable to fight back or even move for nearly 10,000 years, Imolthar could only watch and wait for the day he might break free and rend the flesh of his captors. So yeah, he'll have things like Eye of Imolthar, Portal of Imolthar. You know, in case you're curious about what kind of fight he was. And he's got Frenzy, that's nice. Yep. So he can be a bit of a rough fight. Just a bit, though. Probably could have made better time running the other way, but whatever. We're already here. So yeah, these have been maintaining this, and once I take this down, the demon is loose! Quickly, we must restrain him! So yeah, he's loose, and guess what? You see all those summoners? He, of course, just absolutely wrecks them. Like, instantly. They were all trying to help maintain this, and he was like, yeah, screw you. By the way, this right here, this area, the Imolthar prison, I'm pretty sure this is the area for a number of other things here in this place. Such as the quest line for the Warlock to get the special mount that you could get back in the days of Vanilla. As well. So, Tortheldrin just realized what happened, and he said, "Who dares disrupt the sanctity of Eldrithalas? Face me, cowards!" Which is quite amusing that he would actually think that we are the cowards here. Considering that this guy was so terrified of death and not being immortal anymore, he was willing to murder thousands of people. And then here he is, along with his zealots, in the Athenaeum, in his own little library and private quarters, because of course he's a prince. Various zealots that are here. You'll also notice over here is Lord Keeper Kildrath. Now, along with, you'll also notice there are some other ones here as well. Of course, these guys are, you don't have to attack them.
Goddess bless you.
The Lord Keeper is an ancient. He has served under our glorious queen.
Greetings.
This guy here is a provisioner, so if you want, you can go here, and you can be able to actually sell your stuff, repair, and he'll sell some other things here if you want them.
Can I assist you? Be careful. I'm listening.
They've been stolen! 3 of our most prized volumes! Should you return the tomes, the reward will be most certainly be yours. I think this is the other exit right here. I think this right here goes to that little tunnel that we were looking at earlier. Pretty sure, anyway. I don't quite want to test it out right now because I want to go back to the Ancient to turn the quest in. There's one of the lore keepers here. Kildrath tends to over-dramatize the situation. For example, Garona, a study on stealth and treachery, has been stolen over 400 times. The mark of the Athenaeum protects the tomes, preventing any unauthorized viewings.
Be careful.
Number of lore keepers here.
Ishnuala.
10,000 years of recorded knowledge tends to draw the wrong element to the Athenaeum. Books are stolen, recovered, and stolen again on a daily basis.
Greetings.
Notice the stars on the heads, by the way? What you must understand is that being able to index 10,000 years of existence has given me a rather unique perspective on life. Your present-day trials and tribulations are meaningless. And there he is. Tortheldrin. Little chest right there. So, I want to point out something also, that this place right here, and I think these lore keepers as well, if my memory recalls correctly, but it used, there was a quest line that took place here that you had to go here, and I even did this in Legion, for the Corrupted Ashbringer quest line. Now, this was the case back in Vanilla, but they also redid it for Legion, for the new updated version of the Corrupted Ashbringer look. And keep in mind, there was no actual marked quest. You basically had to look up a guide to see the similarities to what it was like to the original version of that questline back in Vanilla. I think it was also because it was kind of a rumor, but it was never actually officially established or something like that. You know, there's a lot of rumor and speculation back in the day. But going here to Diremaul and actually going into this room, and I think talking to one of the lore keepers, I think was actually part of that whole process. You can look up the entire process and questline there if you want. So, by the way, notice his weapons. As far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen a version of a weapon that looks like that. It's a rather unique weapon model, and yet it's just like, I guess, unique to him, and we've never gotten a version of it. I should read his thing, by the way, while he tries to tickle me. After the Will of Eternity's destruction, Prince Tortheldrin maintained control over the surviving Shenjalar by imprisoning a demon in the ruins of Eldrathos and letting his subjects siphon its strength. The exposure to demonic power twisted Tortheldrin's mind, and when the creature faltered, the prince ordered the deaths of many of his vassals, so only he and his most fanatical followers would be left to enjoy the corrupt energy. So yeah, he has Counterspell, he's got Whirlwind, Arcane Blast, Thrash, and Dual Wield. Screw you. I think I actually have to run back here to this room, to this chest, after I go talk to the Ancient. So yeah, there's a lot of running around in this place. This is why having a mobile class like a Druid or a Shaman, you know, because of Ghost Wolf, is actually pretty highly recommended. There are other classes that can have some nice mobility to get around better, like, you know, Demon Hunters or Monks. So I think what we'll do is we'll go turn this quest in and see if she's like, hey, go back into that room and unlock the chest for your reward. And then we'll test out that tunnel that we saw in his Athenium afterwards. Of course, now I have to run all the way up there. So, like I said, give me a minute. Trying to get there as fast as I can. This is why I wanted to separate Diremaul into multiple parts. Whether or not I'm going to do that for Blackrock Depths, I'm still going to work on that and try to figure that one out. Because Blackrock Depths you actually can queue as separately, but it's a little... it's odd. What's funny is I apparently have a guildmate who apparently knows that place backwards and forwards. I'm actually tempted to ask her if she wants to join me in the video to kind of direct me around while I do the video. I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out.
Ishnudaldie. Elun.
We thank you, hero.
Asha Fela. Go in peace.
Look at this, all the spirits of the Shendral are here to thank me. In the library, Athenium, you will find an ancient chest hidden beneath the stairway. Take that which you desire. Take from it that which you desire. And then I can either get a polearm or a staff.
May the stars guide you.
And I hope that they will at last find some peace after the horrible events that happened here. And may Tortheldrin be forgotten forever. And that, my friends, was Diremaul. So imagine doing all three of these back in the days of vanilla as like a big 10-man mega dungeon. So now let's go ahead and see where this goes. If it goes to that little area I saw before. Which is kind of funny if that's actually a secret way you can get in. Just kind of get into this room right off the bat. Look at my minimap. Look at how long this tunnel is. And we don't even see the swirlies yet that indicate we're about to leave the instance. And this is a long tunnel. Don't tell me I can't actually go through here. The Gordok Brute. Apparently, you cannot go through here. Okay, so I take back what I said. Do not bother going down this tunnel. There is a dead end at the end. Because apparently, even though there's apparently a brute on the other side, you can't access it. Because this thinks I didn't do it when I did. So I don't know what reset happened here. Maybe if it acknowledged that I actually did north, maybe you could go through that? I don't remember. I don't know. So, with that being done... So, we have now finished Diremaul, which means there is one place left for us to go for the classic vanilla era. Blackrock Depths. Oh boy. I honestly don't think I can be able to pull off doing that in one video. Maybe I can, I don't know. But, yeah. Stay tuned for Blackrock Depths. And I got a couple interesting little things to share about that. So, stay tuned.